I'm hoping that with this vocab question, you can kind of just plug the words into the sentence and hear what's best. They do say, due to their often strange images, highly experimental syntax, you might not know what that means, and opaque subject matter, many of John Ashbery's poems can be quite difficult, there's the key word, to something, and thus are the object of heated debate among scholars. There's a lot of negativity here. Now, I don't know that it necessarily affects the answer choice. If I were just going based on what else was being said here, I might assume that like the word that I'm looking for is something like the word debate, right? They're quite difficult to debate because they're so hard and difficult to understand. But it's actually a more neutral word that we want here. They are difficult to interpret, but that still fits. It still gives us the idea of like it's hard to understand. These poems are complex, they're strange. Opaque is a good word to understand. In this case, it means something like difficult to see, difficult to kind of comprehend. And also, we might want to know the word renounce, which means something like reject. And so that doesn't make any sense here. But I don't know, maybe you'd be tempted to pick this word because it seems more fancy and more unknown to you. But generally, if there are words that you don't know, just leave them alone, okay? Don't eliminate them, don't pick them. Use the words that you do know to kind of eliminate as many answer choices as you can. And then if renounce was all that was left, you might have to pick it. But I do think interpret, a word we should all know, does fit here. The trap answer, in my opinion, is something like B. Because these things are complex, I guess, yes, it is true that they would be difficult to compose, right? I guess John Ashbery maybe spent some time writing these poems. Maybe he went through many drafts. I don't really know, and that's kind of why choice B is wrong, is we don't really have the evidence to support it. It's a logical conclusion to draw based on the information we have about the poems, but it's not something that is provable by anything in the text. However, we do see that these things are debated in a highly contentious way, and so that's probably because people have different interpretations. So when in doubt, go with the simplest interpretation of the sentence that you're given. Keep it as simple as possible. Stick to the words that you're given. Don't invent stories to justify words. That's usually how they form trap answers.